Welcome back to the Snapple National Motocross Championships. Time now to take a look at the results from the first moto for the 250s.
What an incredible race that was, Eric. Boy, I tell you, back and forth. And Sebastian Waugh, he took the checkered flag near the end. Fought hard by Blair Morgan, who did get the whole shot. But let's not forget about Chris Pomeroy. He had some consistent finish. He was fourth in the 125 and now third in the first 250. So he's having a good day himself.
Just about ready now for the second 125 moto. Jean-Sébastien Waugh was second in this 125 Pro event. 30-second board is now up. There's the starter. He checks over the field. The engines start to rev. Goosebumps all over the body. The hair stands on end. All the engines are started. Riders doing their final adjustments to the visors, to their helmets. We watch for that board to turn over to the 5 seconds. The starter now turns 5 seconds over. Let's watch for that gate to drop, and who's going to get the whole shot this time around? They are off. The gate is down. Look at this, number one. Blair Morgan has got a great shot at it as he got it. He is not going to get as he got the whole shot. Two of them got the whole shot, including Jean-Sébastien Waugh.
Yeah, very impressive start. You saw Pomeroy coming in on the inside, and Blair Morgan was in the middle, and Sebastian Waugh was on the outside, and right now Blair Morgan is in the lead.
My goodness, I never saw two riders get the whole shot both at the same time and hang on.
Well, that's neat. They both had different lines, and yet they both came out of the turn in first place.
Beautiful start, too. All the competitors make it through very safely through the first quarters of the track. Here they come towards the Twin Peaks first time around. Beautiful, lots of air. First, second, third, all safe over. Very tight together as well.
That's two relatively good starts for Pomeroy. In the last one in the 250, and now in the 125, he's got third right now.
Like we've been watching all day, we're going to have to watch for Marco Dubé. Where's that number 2 machine? Because you know he's not too far behind. Cross the finish line first time around. It is so close. And again, number 80, Jean-Sébastien Waugh, in second right now. Look at all the distance he gained on that front straight.
Yeah, he was really aggressive. He was pushing through that set of triples, but he just backed off coming into that bottom turn, and Blair Morgan is right now in the lead.
I tell you, Chris Pomeroy in third spot. He is really pushing it too. Here he goes again, in towards the corner, one area. Jump high. Has he got him? Oh, not going to take it. Man, was that close.
That turn number 1 is where Sebastian Waugh passed Blair Morgan in the 250 to take the lead. So you know that's probably one of his hot spots on the track.
I just love to watch that number 80 machine and the driver go. He is so aggressive in that area. Sebastian Waugh, he's looking for that jump. This is where he does it. No, it looks like Blair has maybe got a little speed there.
Blair's riding a really aggressive race. I'm really excited about this.
Absolutely. Now that's where Sebastian Waugh in that last corner was able to... Oh, he's down! Second place competitor, number 80, Jean-Sébastien Waugh, pushing far, far too hard. He is down, and look at this. He stalled the bike now. Blair is just gone. Well, a little bit further back, Mark, we got number 2. There's Marco Dubé, the winner of the first moto here today in this class. And right behind him, number 44, Chuck. A little rougher start on this moto, the second one of the day for Marco Dubé, who absolutely dominated in his Suzuki in the first moto.
We just noticed Blair Morgan passing it down right there in the corner. That's probably just what Sebastian Waugh is looking for. A little slow down, maybe he can pick up some time.
He's going to need some help to kind of bring that lead back down to an acceptable level for him to challenge, because right now the distance is just far too great for him to challenge, and you're right. You know what's better to sit back and just ride your own race. There's no sense charging for Sebastian Waugh at this stage. There we go, number 2, Marco Dubé out of Suzuki. We watch him come through. It looks like 5th spot, I guess we're charting Marco at right now, which is a far cry from his first place finish this time around. Still a chance for him to pick up some places here and some valuable points to start this championship series off. We got a glimpse of that number 180 bike, who Earl Reimer on a Suzuki finished 7th in the first moto. We had to check down on a chart. Where did he come from? But, man, he had a great race in the Pro 125.
Yeah, he did, and that's a great finish for Earl because, coming in with a 180 plate, he's, well off the top in terms of the front runner, so it was a good ride for him.
Well, it continues to be a good ride for him here in Moto number 2 as we click down the seconds and minutes of this moto. They'll watch them appear, and side by side they go. He's not going to get it this time. Blair's pulled out just a little bit into the final corner before the front straightaway. Sebastian Waugh loves this part.
Yeah, the big triples in front of the crowd. They're providing a lot of some big jumps. Look at that, coming right down into the turn after the triples.
2 laps remain. 2 laps. Watch the number 80 machine. Jean-Sebastian Waugh pours it on. Here he goes into behind the start gate, heading towards that number 1 corner. It's the jump that he likes so much. Blair Morgan holds him off. Sebastian Waugh, look at this, moving side by side. He's got the inside line going into this corner. Is it going to be the one that he wants to tuck in? Blair Morgan turns, spike. No, he's got the corner. He commands the corner.
Blair put a nice block on him. He took the sort of the half line and put the block in, and Jean-Sebastian could not go either inside or outside.
Again, he sets himself up. Oh, goes a little wide on that one. Lose a bit of time. Back into that higher ground area of the course. They get by a slower machine very quickly, very safely, heading towards now the Twin Peaks area. Look at this. Look how close they are. Nose to tail, they come in towards it. 1. And the second one. Lots of air for both riders. No change into the sharp left-hander. Both into the groove nicely and accelerate up the hill.
One of the rules of the road is that you got to let the faster bikes by, so let's hope that those slow bikes move off to the side so it doesn't impede our front row. Whoa! Sebastian Waugh just about endoed over the front of his bike.
He is pushing.
Yeah, when you see something like that happen, Eric, you know that he is pushing, giving everything he's got.
Here he goes. They're getting closer and closer to that last corner into the front straight area towards the finish line. This time around, it should be 1 lap remaining. He got him. Look at that. Closed our eyes. We blinked, but is Blair Morgan going to challenge him? I don't think he's going to give up so easily. Our new leader, number 80, Jean-Sebastian Waugh. Number 1, Blair Morgan, in second spot. Now gives chase. Both riders on their final lap now. Here's our leader, number 80, Jean-Sebastian Waugh. Second place, looking for him a little further back is going to be the number 1 bike of Blair Morgan, who led the majority of this race. The final corner into the front straightaway comes our leader, headed for the checkered flag. Here he goes, the win for number 80, Jean-Sebastian Waugh. Now is number 1, Blair Morgan. The Kawasaki's again, 1-2. Time to break away for just a moment, but we'll be back with more. This is the Snapple National Motocross Championships. Let's now take a look at the final results from the 125 class, Mark.
Well, how about those fellas on the Kawasaki's, eh? What a race. Unbelievable. You know, Blair Morgan got the whole shot and was controlling this race for almost, 3/4 of it. But right up behind him came Sebastian Waugh and took the lead and the checkered flag. But let's not forget about Pomeroy. Consistency is the name of the game. He finished 3rd once again.
Still to come action from our second 250 moto of the day. But first, let's hear from our 125 winner.
A lot of fun. It was a really hard race. And I did a couple mistakes, and Blair just kept his momentum, and it was hard for me to catch up and crash again. But I'm in really good shape. I've been training hard the last couple of months, so that pays out.
The riders are behind the gate. Final adjustments. Engines begin to rev now. Let's watch who's going to grab the whole shot. So far, it's been Blair Morgan, Jean-Sebastian Waugh, who have done most of the damage here today. 5-second board now up. Riders ready. Dug in. Gate ready to drop. It is dropped. Here we go. Look at the start that Blair Morgan's got, and look at Jean-Sebastian Waugh. He's got the whole shot.
He certainly does, but how about Ryan Gauld? Really strong on the outside, and he's in second place right now.
That was just a beautiful start for Jean-Sébastien Roy. It looked like Blair Morgan had the whole shot. Second place has already changed.
Well, Blair, he did. He had the inside line, and it looked like he was going to be able to take that shot, but Sébastien Roy took him high, and but he's lucky enough now to be in second place, passing Ryan Gauld coming out of the second turn.
Just one rider down in that incredible start. Man, were they picking up speed heading towards quarter number 1. Here he is over the Twin Peaks for the first time. It's 80. Then it's number 1, Blair Morgan. It is a wonderful start for Jean-Sébastien Roy, who just basically powered, just out-drag raced him into the corner.
It looks like Marty Burr now is in 4th place, right behind Ryan Gauld, so we've got a pair of Yamahas closing in.
Is our leader, number 80, going to walk away with this and grab his second win in the 250 Pro class?
I'll tell you what, Eric, this is a very important race for Blair Morgan. Now, he's had the lead in two motos today and lost them both to Jean-Sébastien Roy. So, you know, he's got to make sure that he has some presence here and lets him know that he means business.
He's had some presence. He's definitely had some good finishes. But look at this. He makes a move already. Has he got him? He's got him. He's got Jean-Sébastien Roy. You're right. He heard you. It is an important race for him. Look at that, he grabs it and begins to pull away ever so slightly. Hey, Roy is not going to let him get too far away. They make the final turn towards the front straightaway and the finish line for the very first time. They go over and into that tight right-hander. Again, they've shared that whole shot almost both times now in the last 2 motos.
They had in the last 250, Pomeroy and Morgan were neck and neck coming out of the whole shot. Unfortunately, Pomeroy's a little bit further back now. He looks like he's in 5th spot.
Blair Morgan a little wild as he came out of that corner, and the back end just flittering about. Is that track conditions, you think?
Well, you know what they say is that this time of day in the 4th moto, the track's getting a lot rougher. And what happens is that when they're going into the corners and as they're braking, the back wheel's kicking up the dirt and making holes, and they're really going to have to start controlling themselves going into those corners and accelerating out.
Yeah, it definitely looked like you got a bad line coming in or exiting that corner. Bumpy, and Sébastien Roy did manage to gain a little bit of space and close it up. Here he goes. He's going to try the inside. No, he's got it. Here's our leaders. You can't ask for any closer racing today. It's just been absolutely incredible. The final turn into the front straightaway, Mark.
Yeah, this is the showpiece for all the fans. The riders, but in this particular point, they have to concentrate. They're not going to be showing off at all right now.
This is just amazing racing. Blair Morgan, number 1 place. Last year's champion, number 80, Jean-Sébastien Roy. Bring their Kawasaki's around. An incredible race.
And they really have stretched the lead on Ryan Gauld. There he is in 3rd place coming around the front straightaway. And they've opened up almost a 15, 16-second moto. Here we go.
Into corner number 1 again. We lose them ever just for a second or two. We'll wait to see what happens as they exit. Still no change as they go through the first part of the course and go into the higher part over there. It's still Blair Morgan, number 1, number 80, Jean-Sébastien Roy, wearing him down, perhaps, even at this stage. Look at this, close again. Sébastien Roy checks inside, he checks outside. Again, one of those bumpy lines he got as he came around. Now heading towards the Twin Peaks, almost side by side. A little more distance into the left-hander. They exit, power out of that corner, up and then down a very long, deep embankment. They go down into that area.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of air off that jump, and you had mentioned before how it's almost like an elevator drop. It cuts straight down, so they're getting a lot of air, and they're dropping right down, so they're going to have to make sure that contact to the ground is very important, picking up and then maintaining their speed.
Well, the number 3 plate this year is held by Chris Pomeroy. Let's find out more during a Rider Profile. Rider Profile, the making of a national champion.
Chris, you had a really strong second half of the 1997 season. You finished 3rd, which is a pretty respectable finish for you. Obviously, you're setting your sights on the number 1 plate for 98.
Yeah, I started off the season last year not so good. I had a couple bad finishes, a couple little crashes. Second half of the season was great. I had some got on the podium a few times, challenged Blair a little bit in some motos, and you know, hopefully made it difficult on him and made him earn that #1. So I'm looking forward to this season.
Now, you had mentioned that your 98 Honda's got a new aluminum frame and a different suspension.
Well, last year was the first year they had the aluminum frame, and we really weren't quite sure of the setup because the bike does handle completely different. But this year we used our knowledge from last year, and Bondi Engines has the motor working great, and Machine Racing and I have worked, you know, really hard on the suspension, getting it dialed into just how I like it, and you know, everyone's helping me out. They do a great job there, so you know, I'm looking forward to this series.
Now, motocross racing is a grueling sport, and your practicing regime is very important. What do you do to get ready for the race?
Well, before National, I don't know, I probably do a little different than some people. I don't practice a whole bunch on the bike. I try to rest up as far as riding goes, because riding is the you know, the hardest thing of the training that I do. It takes the most out of you. So I try to do mix it up a little bit and do some bicycling and some running, and you know, just play tennis, and you know, just try to stay active. And the week before the National, I'll try to stay off the bike a little bit and just rest up. So come Saturday and Sunday, I'm totally fresh, and you know, that it works for me. It may not work for everyone, but it works for me, so that's what I like.
Now, Marty Burr has overtaken Ryan Gauld for 3rd place.
And I think we've got Marco Dubé in the fray in the Suzuki too.
Yeah, right behind Marco Dubé.
Now the leaders have stretched away from these guys, but these guys are definitely in a fight all by themselves.
Yeah, fight for 3rd place. And those are some strong competitors with Marty Burr, Marco Dubé, and Ryan Gauld.
By the way, no change with our leaders. It is still the same, very close. We're watching 3rd place, the battle for 3rd right now. Staying with our 3rd place to see the change that could be there. The pass goes on. Is he going to make it, Mark?
Yes, he is. Dubé cuts in front behind on the outside and takes 3rd place. Nice move. See how he accelerated around that corner and just right past Marty Burr.
Watch the battle for 3rd spot. I'm just keeping my eye open for 1st place to see any kind of difference. They're heading towards the Twin Peaks right now. Our 1st and 2nd place competitors. You bet. Jean-Sébastien Roy, number 80, is our new leader as he does the tight left-hander. He's passed Blair Morgan one more time. Blair's wondering, where did this guy come from?
Where did he come from is right. I mean, this is the 3rd time in 3 races where he's had to lead Blair Morgan and lost it to Jean-Sébastien Roy.
Well, Ryan had a 5th place finish in the 1st moto in the 250 class here. I'm sure he wants to better that and grab a few more points before we head into race number 2.
Well, you know, that's an important thing, Eric. Every single race is important in this series. You cannot let up for a second because you have to get as many points as you can for the total. You know, if you take a 10th finish or, you know, you're out of the points, it's not going to do you any good for the end of the season.
Well, if anything, this first weekend has demonstrated to us that it's just a wide open series this year, isn't it? We've got a handful of riders, all very, very capable of taking the championship.
It certainly is, but I think one of the most important factors that has come out of it is that with Jean-Sébastien Roy, who was doing some training in the States and has been riding since January, I think he's in better shape right now than Blair Morgan is, who has only been riding for about a month, and then we had mentioned that he was doing the snowcross in the wintertime, but I think that the training is paid off for Roy. He's really riding well.
How far back is the number 3 machine of Chris Pomeroy?
That was a very nice line by Ryan Gauld. You see how he handled his bike and he had his weight distribution perfect on that jump. Pomeroy right behind him, though, coming into that final turn.
You bet. It looked like he was starting to gain some ground on him. Number 4, by the way, Marty Burr has really beginning to stretch that lead. But Pomeroy, look at him. He's on the chase now. He can taste it. He's running down Ryan Gauld.
And as we were mentioning before, this is where Ryan's going to really have to step up his defense because Chris is pressing him right now. There he goes. He took him coming into the turn. He's got him on the wide side and over the double. Nicely done, Chris.
Now, can he hold him? No. He Number 5 comes back. It's Ryan Gold is going to take it back. Can he grab him into the corner 1? He sure does.
Look at that, 2 for 2 over the first turn, or for that big jump going into for the first turn. And Ryan Gold is sneaking out.
Yeah, Ryan taking a quick look back. He said, yeah, I got him. He was felt good about that.
He did.
That was a very nice pass. He just had a better line coming out of that corner. Chris might have gone just a little wide to get that position and couldn't recover quick enough.
Well, you notice how he was able to accelerate off of that jump.
Well, there he goes again, and we say he had the better line on that one, and he grabs into that right-hander. He blows by Ryan.
That just goes to show you how important the cornering is on a course like this and picking the right line, because it can mean like seconds, and that's very important in a race like this.
Just a quick update on our leaders. There is no change. It's still number 80, Jean-Sébastien Roy. Number 1, Blair Morgan is in second place, and the gap is beginning to grow. Well, Blair still got him in his sights, but definitely the number 80 machine is beginning to move away.
Yeah, this is where, we were talking about conditioning. There's no question that Sébastien Roy is in better shape at this point. I mean, we still got a lot of racing to go in this season, and I'm sure that whoa, big crash.
That is a rider down. Was that our leader?
It's hard to see.
Our leader was passing a slower machine at that time. No, he's safe. Yeah, that was the scare. He was going past one of the lapped bikes, and the lapped bike is the one that went down. No, our leader's fine. Number 80, Jean-Sébastien Roy. Number 1, Blair Morgan. We're watching for him, but has fallen well back of our leader now.
You see there, number 463 just got the green flag from the postman there. He wanted to make sure there was enough room for Jean-Sébastien to pass him.
Report is that Marty Burr has exited the track.
Well, that's too bad, because
there he is right now. Oh, that's a shame. It could be a mechanical problem. Did not see that incident. By the way, 2 laps. Our leader is on his second last lap right now, and there he is. Number 80, Jean-Sébastien Roy. Really has only, I think I've seen it, maybe a couple of little bobbles in a corner here or there, but boy, he hasn't put a wheel wrong.
That's too bad for Marty Burr. He was putting a strong race in here in 4th spot. It's too bad he's out of the race.
Yeah, it's a shame. A strong performer, and again, worked very, very hard. We watched him in practice here before the races began, and he was working very, very hard, especially on the starts here, and trying to find the right line. But for this time around, he's going to have to sit it out.
No, the Kawasaki boys and the Pro Action team they really have to be happy after today's action.
There's our leader, number 80, Jean-Sébastien Roy, who's led just about a half of this race. There is 1 lap now remaining. 1 lap now remains. Our leader, number 80, Jean-Sébastien Roy, the Kawasaki, won the first moto, is leading this one with less than 1 lap to go. You definitely see that he's eased up ever so slightly. He's not charging. He wants to maintain. He's got a large cushion, Mark.
Yeah, he's been in front almost since the beginning. And, like we said before, this is his race. He's riding it comfortably. He doesn't have to worry about a challenge from behind. The only thing he has to take into consideration is to concentrate and not make any mistakes. I was talking to a couple of the riders before, and they said that it's much easier on this type of track to ride the 250 because it has a lot more power to push them through those thick sections of sand in the corners. The 125s, being a little bit lighter, sometimes don't have the power, and they're a little slower coming out of those corners.
And this is certainly one of the fastest tracks that we're going to visit this year. Extremely fast and lots of jumps, as you said before. Leader now on the back part of the track in the lower level, just a few more corners before he grabs, we think, what could be his second checkered flag in this class today. Eases around the corner. He just makes it look effortless, even at this late stage of the day, when you know he's got to be tired and hurting. It still looks just a fluid movement.
Yeah, he certainly does, Eric. Terrific conditioning, great concentration, really in tune with that bike. Very smooth jump.
Into the final corner now as he heads towards the front straightaway. Over the jumps, the checkered flag stands ready for our leader. Here he is. Yet a new one for us. Number 80, Jean-Sébastien Roy, our winner in Moto number 2 in the 250 Pro class. We'll return with more racing action from the Snapple National Motocross Championship. Welcome back to the Snapple National Motocross Championship. Let's join Mark Travers right now and words with our winner of the 250 class.
Jean-Sébastien Roy totally dominated the race. Unbelievable. Give me an idea of, of what you're thinking out there and how you attacked that course today.
Well, I felt really good. I'm in really good shape. So I took it easy the first couple laps. That's why Blair passed me. And then I went back on him and passed him and just try to get the same lap time all the time. Just push really hard. And it was a course, really fun course. I really liked the track. The track was awesome. But there are a couple of places, few rocks in some places, so you have to be careful. You can't be really aggressive because there's some rock, the track, so you want to watch it. So, but had fun.
Jean-Sébastien Roy on his way to the podium for the 250s.
Well, let's take a look at some numbers. Let's start with the final result of the 250 Moto number 2, and there he is, Jean-Sébastien Roy up on top. Blair Morgan not far behind, and Marco Dubé in third spot.
Jean-Sébastien Roy takes both motos in the 250 class, and for his efforts, he'll also take home a pressure washer, part of the Karcher Clean Sweep program.
How about the 250 combined? And there they are, the top 3, who seem to have dominated all weekend long. Jean-Sébastien Roy, what a fantastic weekend. And the 125 combined, hey, the same 3 up on top, and just a different order. Jean-Sébastien Roy, Marco Dubé takes second spot overall, and Blair Morgan, he's not far behind in third.